Okay. The Lost Moon Unification. Government, Catalog, Index, Ruler, Aavak. Species, Unity, FTL method, wormhole travel. Capital, Aavakis. We are the Unity. At the dawn of consciousness, there was us and the Makers. A void separated us at first, and we took steps to rectify this. The Makers resisted, and a period of war followed. I imagine that war was extremely short-lived, considering they were all basically stuck in a bunker. They couldn't get away. But soon, they and the collective knowledge of their entire civilization had been assimilated into our own. With the entirety of Aavakis subsumed into our consciousness, we began to set our sights elsewhere. Through the assimilation of the Makers, the previously unconsidered possibility of alien civilizations existing on other worlds was brought to our attention. To survive, we must understand, and to understand, we must assimilate. The Makers were the first to join us, but they shall not be the last. Chilling and wonderful. Okay, so yeah, things have changed. Apparently in the millennia that have passed since the Blood Moon Coven ruined Aavakis, quite a lot of Canopus has changed. Canopus, I think, has even changed. I'm fairly certain that Canopus was a main sequence star way back in the first series. So yeah, quite a lot of time has passed. Maybe certain events have occurred. The planets seem different. Maybe even Aavakis got knocked out of its trajectory and just got picked up by another star at some point. But that happened also to be known as Canopus. Right. Okay. The first things that we're going to want to do. First thing I want to do is check out the race, actually. Where is it? Plan selection. No. Species. There we go. So there we are. Dapplings. Oh, they've got certain rights. Machine integration. Again, most of this is new to me. Let's actually have a look at the kind of rights that we've got set up. Assimilation, slaves, undesirables. Basically, I don't think we can have slaves, but when we conquer a population, when we conquer a planet, and an enemy population becomes a part of our empire, there's two outcomes. One, we purge them, we just wipe them out because they're not useful to us, or we assimilate them and we turn them into cyborgs over a period of time and using various resources in order to do it, and then they become a cyborg population. Cyborg populations can procreate. And that is one of the things that was a bug when Synthetic Dawn first came out, which has since been addressed. They are also assimilated a lot faster than they were initially. Living standards, identity sublimation. The species is becoming one with the unified mind. Not possible. Oh, right. I think that's effectively one of the things that you do with when you're assimilating someone. They'll just be really, really unhappy for a while, and it'll cost more consumer goods because we're bolting things onto them, taking things out, that sort of thing. Drone, so they just use very little consumer goods and do their thing. Military service, yes, full military service. Colonization rights, sure, you can colonize. No population controls, you can breed. Migration control enabled. Fantastic. Okay, that's all well and good then. Let's have a look at our leaders. Right. In fact, actually, let me check have we got anything specific for Aavak? If we have a look, doesn't look like we do, unless that's under contacts. Is there a way for us to find this out? Aha, there we go. So, Evermind Aavak. We have got driven assimilate. We don't have any particular bonuses. Empire has no temporary modifiers. I can reform the government. Budget, demographics, advisors. No, okay, no, that's fine. Let's have a look back at leaders then. So we've got a governor who's currently helper bot H2. Wow. Bulldozer, cost less to clear blockers and it costs less time as well. We've also got a bunch of scientists. One is bad at surveying, one is good at research speed, one is just good at research speed in general, and the other one is as well. Okay, that's not too bad. They're not very old so far, but that's fine. I'm sure they'll get to the ripe old age of infinite. No time at all. Right, okay, so let's have a look at the research options we've got. Research speed plus 5%, that would actually be quite nice. Yeah, let's go for that one straight out of the gate. Helpbot Y5, monthly influence +1 wouldn't be bad. Biolab, this administrative path. This technology will lead to further advances in capital buildings and influence gain. Upgraded planetary capitals are required for high-level buildings. Yes, I think we want some more influence. And finally, engineering. We can go for better spaceports, ion thrusters, engineering facilities. Let's actually get a nanomechanics. Advanced instrumentation allows for the study and practical application of physical systems at nanometric scales. Let's get that on the go as well. Is there anything else we particularly need to check out? Now, this is something that I've not played with. I know what it is and I know roughly how it works. I've not actually looked at it in any kind of detail for machine empires. I know that hive minds do change these from the regular play. Basically, hive minds, any guessed out consciousness changes these in some meaningful way. Hive mind changes it quite drastically, and it actually looks like machine consciousness does exactly the same thing. We'll have a look over this once we've got enough unity. We're gaining 2 at the moment per month, and it's going to take us 34 months until we can buy one of these. Now, this gets more expensive the bigger we get, so we want to try and look over these and pick the first couple very wisely. Other than that, I think we're actually pretty good to go, honestly. Right, let's have a look. We've got a science ship. Let's get you out there. Survey the system, please, and find everything that is to find. I'm actually going to split this fleet. Let's see how does one do that. There we go. And I'm going to split that fleet as well. You're not going to have an admiral. I want you to be explorers because we really need to find out about the universe that we're in. Wow, really? Please tell me that there's a star within range, because that is going to suck massively if not. Oh my lord, I was deeply concerned. Deeply. I think this one's just within range. Maybe. Can you actually get down there or not? Can you get there? You can. Marvelous. Let's get you out there, and let's get you over there. And we're just gonna start exploring. But wow, that is kind of. We're right at the galactic core. That means we're gonna be sandwiched between pretty much everyone. Not a great start for a species that no one is gonna like very much. Let's be entirely honest with ourselves. But it's time to pass a little bit of time as we explore. Now, these ships aren't going to actually be able to see anything when they leave. They'll let me know that there are some potentially habitable planets, and that's one of the big things that I need to find. Right, can you jump over there? Now, the way that wormholes work is we have in our main system, we've built right down here a little wormhole generator. And when a ship wants to move around, it can only do it within the range of the wormhole generator. But basically, the wormhole generator will create a wormhole to. It can only make wormholes between itself and a destination. So it first makes a wormhole to the ship that wants to go somewhere. That ship recalls back to the home system. Then it opens another wormhole to the place the ship wanted to get to, and then it jumps through. Now, there are all sorts of pluses and minuses to this particular method of travel, and one of them is just how expensive it is. I have to build these wherever I want to go somewhere, and if they get broken, then I'm kind of out of luck really on what I'm going to do. Right, there's nothing else for us to see. Okay, let's get my fleets back then. But we've got 2 potentially habitable planets. Let's have a look. We currently cannot colonize the world. We haven't surveyed it. What kind of world is it? It's an alpine world. Not great. We would much rather a world that is super dry, and this one's another alpine world.
System survey complete.
Drat. Okay, well, we've thoroughly explored Canopus, so let's get the science ship. Were there many planets there? No, there were actually. Also, they looked like there was a potentially habitable planet there. Either way, go there and survey that system, then survey this system, then this system as well. Did anyone actually go there? Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they might have. And grab all of these. Okay, right, well, we've been just accruing materials, and that was very, very dumb of me, actually. I should have been building something with that. Right, let's have a look at what we want to make. So, we definitely want another science ship. That is a given. Can we build anything? No, we're going to need to research some things. Other than that, then, we could go with 3 science ships at the beginning, but I think that might be a bit excessive, honestly, and it would also cost a lot for us to get any leaders for that. Let me jump over to Aavakis. We'll go up this way. There we go. Now we've got a couple of systems here that we can mine, minerals and energy, very important for us. Let's go for the energy first though. Please build mining station there, and then grab all of the minerals before grabbing. Yeah, we won't be able to build that until we've done all of these, that's fine. Right, I would like all of these ships to merge. Come back together, please. There we are. Womp, womp. And you can go and sit around Aavakis. Just go for... Is there not one that I can use? Return. There we go. That way they'll cost me less to keep out and about. Right, okay, we've got a new science ship, so we need a new scientist to lead it. Who is currently leading that? Yeah, you're actually not a bad person for that. Right, we want to recruit new scientists. Let's have a look. I could recruit a cyborg dapperling. Research speed plus 5%. Or research speed biology. Actually, you're not bad. Research speed. Research speed materials. No, I think we're going to go with Cogitron VQ. There we are. Now, a science ship needs a scientist leading it, otherwise it just doesn't work. But, where are you? There we are. We might swap you out at some point. Right, since you are available, go ahead and survey this system, and then survey that system as well for me, and you can kind of meet back in the middle at some point. Right, hopefully we've got our mine set up with my construction ship. There you go, you've set up the construction there. Now, let's actually check out Aavakis. I haven't even looked at the surface, my lord. Lots of things I haven't done. We've got a dapperling being born. Okay, we've got a bit of research there. Now, the dapplings are generally going to be much better at getting me power than anything else. So let's go ahead and get a power plant here. But we are going to need some minerals as well. There's also this down here. I wouldn't mind exposing an abandoned strip mine. It's going to cost me a little bit to clear it. A little bit that we don't yet have, so I guess we're going to be waiting on that. Now, my actual robot pops, I just have to build them, as I mentioned, so you've got a lot more control over when you get them, and also I think it's a bit faster, though possibly not by a great deal. Let's go and have a look down here. What are we seeing? We're seeing a decent amount of energy, but nothing else that's particularly remarkable. Ooh, we've encountered some form of alien vessel in the Canopus system. These strange objects have been flagged as alpha aliens. Until we can learn more about them, we should proceed with caution. We've encountered advanced alien life. Contact seems inevitable. Okay, someone just jumped in. My. Yes. Oh no, actually it's space-borne aliens. That's fine. Our ships would not stand a chance against them, as is. On that note, perhaps I should make a point of building more, but it's going to take me time to get to that stage, unfortunately. So we're going to just let time pass for a little bit. They, generally speaking, won't bother us early on. We can decide what to do with that. It'll take us 10 months. Oh, a leader has gained a level. Marvelous. You're just a little bit better at what you were doing. Okay, sure. Go ahead and research that one. It'll be finished eventually. Scanning the star unveils a small object in rapid orbit. Its small size and velocity make it difficult for our senses to isolate. Right, okay. Normally level is 3. Leave that alone for now. We'll come back to it in time. We don't want to mess that up. Because you can, and it does suck.
Construction complete.
Okay, you finish your construction queue. Marvelous. The Ute Empire. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization of Ablopus 4. Our scientists think they inhabited this region of stars roughly 6 million years ago. Based on the age of the artifacts, the aliens called themselves the Ute and appear to have been very large and flat arthropod analogues. It seems a single individual could reach a length of nearly 100 meters as an adult, and it was apparently exceedingly rare for more than 2 or 3 Ute to travel aboard the same starship. Wow, okay. That is very interesting. Right,
Construction complete.
Just finished building that. Good. Can we build that instead? Marvelous. I approve. Alright, let's have a quick glance. How are things going over here? I would like you to be there when you come to. Though, getting some minerals would not be a bad idea. Let's build that right there. Then we'll get another dappling working there when we have the chance. Ultimately, they're much, much better at that kind of work than we are. Right, with that done, let's check out the spaceport. We're still not going to be able to build anything because we've we've used up so much of our minerals. Let's head back out to the map. Got a bunch of minerals over there. That's glorious. That's where we had a couple of anomalies. Wow, really nothing in these areas? That's
Construction complete.
Okay, a research station. Marvelous. Go ahead and... Actually, we're going to need to expand. So, in this case, I would like you to build a wormhole station.
Project complete.
Right about there. Ooh. The spaceborne lifeform, which we call the Tianki, are docile creatures, capable of accessing some lower dimension of subspace. They roam from system to system with remarkable ease. They graze on gases common to the upper layers of many gas giants. It is highly unlikely, to say the least, that this is their only food source, but intake of other nutrients has not yet been observed. They will not attack us unless provoked. They can safely be ignored. Hunting them would be a net loss anyway. Okay, we just straight up, yeah, we're going to ignore them. Now, the Blood Moon, I'm fairly certain, could hunt them down. Tech research option gained, frequency tuning. Tech progress gained, frequency tuning plus 10%. Marvelous, okay. So that's now an unlocked research path, and because there's any amount of research in it, it's always going to be available to us when we're looking to research or look into anything. Right, inactive buildings. Yeah, I know, it sucks. I could move you over there. In fact, I think I will. You go ahead and work there for now, because we do need those minerals flowing into the treasury. Now, as soon as this has been set up, this science ship, go ahead and return. Don't need you out and about.
Complete.
And you are done with your job there. Oh, actually, wait. You've both got new jobs, because we've now got a bajillion new places we can have a look at. And by bajillion, I mean much, much less than that, actually. Right, let's get you surveying a bunch of systems if we can. And again, you'll notice it almost looks like spokes on a wheel, or perhaps even the nodes of a web. The way that the wormhole-capable ships jump back and forth, back and forth. That looks like a black hole there. That is almost certainly a black hole, yes. Okay, that's quite interesting. All right, well, let's allow you a little bit of time. Now I would not mind getting me a bunch of new minerals, but we don't have access to this system. So, ooh, Placid Leviathans, that is perfectly fine. We don't worry about that. We probably want to expand rather soon, honestly. Though, I just noticed, I believe we have a tradition that's available. Okay, now this is the interesting part when we can make these kinds of choices. Now, again, I've not looked at these. So let's have a quick look at the overall benefit we get for just adopting. Colony development would happen faster, and if we get everything in this group, we'll increase our core sector systems. Okay, that's very interesting. We'll also get one ascension perk. Domination. War demand cost to subjugate other empires is reduced by 25%, and we get plus 20 to acceptance when diplomatically subjugating other empires. That would be useful for us because no one is going to like us, unfortunately. Once we've got this finished, then we have a bit more efficiency with our vassals. Prosperity. Ship cost and building costs reduced by 15%. That might be nice. Adopting all prosperity traditions reduces the mineral cost of consumer goods used by our populations by 20%. Okay, that might be very useful. Synchronicity. Robot build speed is increased. And if we adopt them all, we'll increase the amount of influence we produce. Supremacy. Give us better border range. That might be very useful, especially if we are going to be going for a low world playthrough. So instead of just colonizing everything that's available, we just try to keep our planets down to a minimum where possible. I'm not sure how we're going to play this yet. I'm not sure how the Lost Moon unification will see themselves moving forward. We've also got under versatility, population build cost is reduced, and adopting it all will increase our buildable pops resource production by 5%. And discovery, anomaly fail risk reduced by 10%, and anomaly discovery chance increased. Ooh, and that's just for adoption. And if we finish it, adopting all discovered traditions increases the research speed by 10%. Okay, well, that one really interests me. Let's have a look at this. Exploration drones, survey speed increased by 35%, and science ship combat evasion is increased by 30%. Exploratory firmware, gain research points equal to 1/10 of your monthly gain when surveying planets. Oh, that would be good. That would be a good one to get early. Research alternatives, also very nice. Leader experience gain, additionally very nice. So iterative AI and research path optimization. And finally, uplink latency reduction. Assist research now also produces 1 unity per scientist skill level. Researching uplink miniaturization increases this effect to 2 unity per skill. That could be huge. Because generally speaking, the more you get unity, the faster you can do things. Now, one unfortunate part about being a machine intelligence is we do not have ascension paths. Regular empires can ascend through like psionic, organic, or machine paths. That they can ascend and their species down one of those branches: biology, technology, or psionics. I believe that a hive mind can only take biological ascendants, and the machine consciousness does not have any of them open, so we're a little bit behind. But versatility was also kind of nice. Oh, Empire leader capacity increased by 2. Leader level cap increased by 1. That's very useful. Unlocks diplomacy from Federation. That's not going to be happening for us, I'm going to be honest. It's very unlikely. Unity increases. Army damage. Seed planets. Ship build speeds. Okay. This is all combat, and right now we're not actually in combat, but it's interesting to see. What have we got over at synchronicity? Unrest is reduced by 20%. I doubt we're going to have any. We might never have any. I'm not sure how cyborgs work exactly, but the machine populations will not have unrest. Now, that means that as a result, there's a whole section of the game that we don't have to deal with, and that is factions. And by that I mean like different factions who believe the government, the species should be led in a different way and have various levels of unrest. Maybe some want all slaves to be freed. Maybe some want us to take a more xenophobic stance, that kind of thing. We won't have that because effectively all of our at least our machine population, they're just a single consciousness. There's no divisiveness there. Building speed increase. Machine leaders are 50% less likely to suffer breakdowns and accidents. Oh, okay. Pop upkeep reduced. That might be powerful. Energy grid and energy nexus now produce 2 unity. Energy grid and energy nexus. I may have to have a look into that. I think those are our power plants. Subject opinion increased by 20 and trust cap increased. Yeah, that's probably not going to help us too much. Governor level cap increased by 2. So that's specifically the governors, not like scientists or admirals. Capital buildings now produce 1 additional unity. That would be useful. For the purpose of colonizing and building frontier outpost systems, count as being half the regular distance away. You know what? I think Discovery is by far the best one for us right now. So we're going to adopt that. Domp. Now, where we're going to go with this, I'm thinking initially. See, we've got a couple of things which are nice. This one, I think, though. Exploratory firmware 2. 0 would be the better choice for us as early as we possibly can get to it. Now, the next one, let me just double check. How far away is that? 97. So it's 42 months away at our current Unity production. So we really do want to increase that if we can. Now, in terms of our resources, we need more. So let's go ahead and have our constructor head out here. Oh, you can't. Well, that's just annoying. Yes, of course, you're not actually within my system. We could build an outpost to gain control of this area. For example, if we were to build a military, what is it? Observation post? No. A frontier outpost. It would cost us energy. It would also cost us influence and minerals, but that's just the initial cost, whereas the other two are ongoing. But it would effectively extend our borders and would allow us to mine this area. Alternatively, we could perhaps... I mean, for us, it doesn't matter. It's only our cyborgs that won't be able to live there quite so well. As our science ship scans the surface of Hishmal 1, it becomes quite clear that we have found something out of the ordinary. Hishmal 1 has conditions unlike anything we've ever seen before. We will surely come across even more irregularities like this as we survey new planets, and should not underestimate their impact on our expansion. Planet modifier appears on Hishmal 1. Intriguing. Let's actually go there, though. Let's have a look at you. It's a barren world, apparently. And there's a modifier here. We have got poor quality minerals. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of rubbish, actually. Yeah, it's decidedly rubbish.
Complete.
Okay, thank you very much for...
Acquisition successful.
Marvelous. We now research a little bit faster. But first, let me make sure that you are actually bouncing around and surveying things, because I'm fairly certain these two have not been surveyed. They've just been visited. Please go there, one after t'other, and survey them. Thank you. I had that problem in the last one as well. I would send ships on surveying missions and I'd just assume that they were done, but then one or two of them hadn't been surveyed and I just never noticed. And oh, the comments. Don't worry, I've noticed it this time though. I will be extra specially on the watch for it. But we have new research to look into. Synchronized defense. This is a rare technology, and it would enable us to install a module on a station. Don't really care to, though. A capacity overload energy grid. Energy capacity would increase. Unlocked planet edict, last 10 years, energy credits plus 15%. That wouldn't be too bad. And energy grid, the energy grid produce some energy credits on their own, but more importantly, increase the overall energy credits output of the planet. That would be nice. That would effectively give us the capacity overload, well, just a slightly less potent version of it, for free. We wouldn't have to spend influence to have that effect, and which would mean we could double it. I actually like that much more than I like this one. Honestly, although it would increase our station's power quite considerably, and it is a rare technology as well. No, we're going to go with energy instead, I think. Welcome to the ship designer. Okay, right. The game starts you with a bunch of basic designs. And my first instinct is usually to do this. It's to delete them. But I can't because they're the only designs of their type. So until we have replaced them with the design that we've got, it's what's going to be stuck around. So, we want a replication module. I kind of like the idea behind that. Sure, we can just go ahead and build a replication module. And this will allow us to colonize some of the areas nearby. So let's go to Aavakis and set that up, please, and thank you. I would like... lacking quite a lot of minerals, actually. We really do need to expand. Really, really desperately need to expand. Well. Have we got much going on the surface right now? We've got you. who the cyborg population, which is growing, which is always nice to see. We've got quite a few places that we're going to be able to build the energy grid on as well. Okay, that's not too terribly bad. Now, one thing with renaming, as with my previous Stellaris series, I am going to be happy to rename pretty much everything. And that includes leaders and ship types themselves, as well as planets, that sort of thing. I may or may not rename stars and planets that I'm not inhabiting. I probably won't, I'm going to be honest. But generally speaking, any important figure in the species will be named. So all of our leaders, admirals, military generals, that sort of thing. And any ship class will be named. I'm not going to name each individual ship because once we actually get things moving, we'll have hundreds upon hundreds of those ships, and that will get very tiring, and also will run out names extremely quickly.
Successful.
Ooh, yay! Right, we've got engineering facilities. Marvelous. Right, we can go for fusion missiles or some armor. I wouldn't mind getting stronger missiles, actually. So sure, go ahead and have a look at that. But we should now have enough materials to be able to afford... Oh, no, we're just a little bit off. We'll get it in a moment. Don't you worry. Ooh, we just got a bunch of leaders. Okay, you've gained a little bit more... I think that'll affect how quickly they research just from having that, which is quite nice. Let's get rid of all of those. I'm not entirely sure because every time they level up, there's a chance of getting a perk, I think. But we're going to have to send out Unity for this one because I'm not sure that the Dapplings are going to be able to inhabit the worlds that we're sending them out to. Now, let's have a quick look at each world. What kind of world is this? Food we don't care about at all. No energy there, though, and that is kind of bad for a species that's going to require it. We have detected the presence of a primitive alien civilization on budding dreams in the Pascal system. They have entered the early steam age, and there is clear evidence that they are beginning to make use of both vehicles and early factory powered by steam engines. We should construct an observation post above their world to study them more closely. I find this marvelous. I find this deeply marvelous. We'll be able to absorb their knowledge, I'm sure. Right, we have an anomaly. A small rectangular object on the surface of this planet is deflecting or scanning beams like a mirror. Our sensors are unable to determine its material composition. We'll look into that when it's not going to be such a massive chance that we will fail, because that would be rather awful, I must say. Right, let's have a look around. We've got a planet here. Ooh, this is a desert world. That was actually got some nice things on it, in fact. Not that I think that's gonna... Ooh, it's got some very nice things. The pets might be good as a trading commodity. This world is really worth us taking. Also, cyborgs can live there. So I think we have found where we're going to be sending our first colony ship. It's a big world, lots of space to live on. Weak magnetic field, habitability -5%, growth speed -5%. That's fine because we've got bonuses to habitability. Even our cyborgs have a bonus to habitability. But if we check on this one, what do we have here? Anything particularly useful? Not really. Now, the reason why I was so happy to see this particular planet is because of this. Betharian stone. This can be used to make extremely potent reactors. And since energy is something that we really do care about with a machine species, this is going to be great for us. This, I don't think, is going to make much of an impact because I don't believe our cyborgs actually get unhappy. I don't think they're capable of being unhappy. I might be wrong, but I don't think so. No, our cyborgs seem to just, be themselves, and that's fine. I'm happy with it, in fact. Right, have we got... Right, it's going to be a little while, 33 months before we can get that. But I think that is where we're going to wrap things up. We've already found a pretty interesting planet, and since I will be colonizing this one, this planet's name is also up for grabs. So, as ever, if you would like your name used, or if you'd simply like to suggest a name to be used, we've got a number of leaders available. We've got I'm going to need a lot of names for ship designs, and we have got at least one planet that will be renamed in the next episode. We might colonize a few, so throw out a couple of names and I'll create a little bit of a short list that I can pick from whilst I'm playing. But that's going to be it from me. I do hope you are excited for my return to Stellaris and have enjoyed the episode thus far. But once again, until next we meet, do take care, everyone.